Let's be real, you secretly loved it. The insane guitars, the crazy high vocals, and so much hairspray it literally destroyed the planet. That was the hair metal era. But for every giant band like Motley Crue, there were 1,000 other bands that were just pure cringe. Before you go crazy in the comments, let me be clear. This list isn't, and I repeat, is not about talent. This is about pure excess. Today, I'm counting down the top 10 worst hair metal bands, the ones that represent the absolute most ridiculous, commercially massive, and hilariously awful part of the 80s. At number 10, we have Pretty Boy Floyd. In a genre that was all about style, Pretty Boy Floyd were the undisputed kings. I'm not even joking, their first album was literally called Leather Boys with Electric Toys. They were not trying to be lyrical geniuses either. They looked like they robbed a makeup store, and their music was exactly what you think it was. They somehow managed to bottle up the entire Sunset Strip image and sold it, but they were also the exact moment the genre turned into a complete parody of itself. At number 9, we have Stryper. What happens when you mix heavy metal with church? You get Stryper. These guys wore head to toe yellow and black spandex, and they were a Christian glam metal band that threw Bibles into the crowd instead of guitar picks. It's really one of the most bizarre things I've ever heard. Their album To Hell with the Devil sold over 2 million copies, which is really insane. Are you supposed to be rocking out, or are you supposed to be repenting? It was just as awkward as it sounds. They even tried ditching the religious stuff later, and that just confused everyone even more. At number 8, we have Nelson. Do you remember Nelson? Of course you do. The twins with the impossibly long blonde hair. Matthew and Gunnar Nelson were less of a rock band and more of a science experiment. Their album After the Rain was a gigantic success and gave them a #1 hit. But their music was so clean and so radio-friendly, it made other bands in the genre sound like death metal. This wasn't a stadium rock show at all. This was music you'd probably hear if you went to the shopping mall. At number 7, we have FireHouse. FireHouse crashed the party right as hair metal was kind of dying out, but they still made a huge scene. And get this. In 1991, they won the American Music Award for Best New Hard Rock and Heavy Metal Band, beating Nirvana. What? Yeah, you heard me right there. They beat Nirvana. Their entire thing was the power ballad. Their songs were so sweet, they would actually give you a cavity, and they were selling you the softest rock imaginable while wearing leather pants. At number 6, we have Trixter. Appearing at the very end of the era, Trixter felt more like a boy band with guitars than a real rock group. They had catchy songs like Give It To Me Good. They had the look, but they had absolutely zero danger and zero originality. Looking back, they were already wearing flannel shirts, basically predicting the grunge storm that was about to wipe them off the face of the earth. They were fun for about 5 minutes and then completely forgettable. We are halfway through the list of the most questionable rock gods ever. Do you agree with my picks? Am I totally wrong? Let me know in the comments right now. And tell me who you think should be in the top 5. And hey, if you're enjoying this insane trip back in time, smash that subscribe button too. Alright, at number 5, we have Winger. Oh, Winger. This one is crazy. Here's the deal. Musically, Winger was filled with some of the most talented musicians in the entire genre, including their frontman, Kip Winger. I'm not kidding. Reb Beach on guitar was insane, and they had an incredible drummer, Rod Morgenstein, who's like it's big-time fusion rock guy. So why are they on this list? Because a cartoon destroyed their career. The nerdy character Stuart on Beavis and Butthead always wore a Winger shirt, and almost overnight, the band became a symbol for everything lame in rock. MTV, the channel that made them famous, helped actually tear them down and branded them as total posers. At number 4, we have Cinderella. Okay, if your band name is Cinderella, you are already starting on very, very shaky ground. And even though their singer, Tom Kiefer, had an incredible, gritty voice that was different from everyone else, the band went all in on the insane glam look. Their monster power ballad, Don't Know What You Got Till It's Gone, was everywhere, and it became the perfect example of the drama that took over the 80s. They were a solid band, don't get me wrong, but their image made them a poster child for pure excess. We're in the top 3. Here we go. At number 3, we've got Europe. This Swedish band is on the list for one reason, and it is only one reason: the Final Countdown. That opening synth riff is one of the most iconic and most of the ridiculous sounds of the entire decade. This is the one hair metal song that everybody on earth knows, even if they hate hair metal. The song was so huge, it blasted them into a galaxy of cheese, and they could never, ever, ever come back to Earth. At number 2, we have Warrant. Sometimes one song defines your whole life. For Warrant, that song was Cherry Pie. The story is legendary. The band finished their album, but the record label demanded they write one more giant, dumb radio hit. So the lead singer, Janie Lane, wrote Cherry Pie in 15 minutes. It became their biggest hit and their biggest curse. The music video was beyond sexist, and the song completely overshadowed everything else they ever did, turning them into a pie-obsessed joke. And at number 1 is Poison. Was there ever any doubt? Poison is the literal definition, Poison is the literal dictionary definition of a hair metal band. From Bret Michaels' 24/7 party boy attitude to the insane amounts of makeup and party songs like Nothing But a Good Time, they were the entire package. They sold millions of records, and Every Rose Has Its Thorn is a legendary ballad. But their music was constantly called shallow. They took style and partying to such an extreme that they became the ultimate caricature of the genre they made famous. For being the cheesiest, most glorious, and most hilarious part of the era, we are giving Poison the crown as the number 1 worst hair metal band. And that is the list. The most commercially successful but cringiest bands of the entire hair metal era. We have to give some honorable mentions to Danger Danger and Autograph for almost making it on here. But what do you think? Who did I miss? Who is on your number 1? Let the great debate begin in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you do not miss the next video.